it's Lynda Kanase from iCrafter. Thank you so much for joining me on our channel. Today I'm sharing an interesting mashup of dies, something a little different. I just wanted to show that even though something may say it's for an add-on for a certain type of base die, you can mix it up and do some really fun things. So this is taking our new Matchbook Jungle Cat add-on and mixing it up with our box pop oval base to get something just a little different here. As you can see, it is our box pop that opens up into a dimensional piece, and I added our jungle cat pieces, and you can see all the little add-ons here, and added some vines to it. So let's take a look at how it's made. To start off, I just want to share how the pieces, when you get the cat, jungle cat die, these pieces actually drop in here, and you would die cut it, and they would stay attached slightly at the seams here. You just gently clip those apart, and the reason that was done so that each of these pieces didn't need this huge base, so it adds more dies and less space being used up. So it's a cost saving for you, the consumer, that you get more pieces at a lower cost. So that's why they're intermixed, and so you may need to just snip a little piece right there on the sides there, but you get a lot more for your money by doing that. So what I did is I cut these pieces out, and I cut a little extra on these two different colors of leaves just to make it more interesting. One of these I'm going to flip just to make it a little more interesting so it looks a little different. I also die cut the cat in black, and I already adhered the tiny little nose so it's there, and then I also glued the eyes, and you'll notice on the eyes they have, let me see, get my i-Clik tweezers to lift this up. You'll notice on the eyes there is a little notch on the side here when you're putting the black piece on, and that's just like a highlight in the cat's eyes. So you just want to make sure to align those, and I'll show you later what I mean. And then I also die cut one of the planters, and it is the same thing where you would just place this in here and die cut it to get the shape. But I also want to point out, although the cat has this tab down here, it does not fit in here. There's no way you can get it to fit. So it is, the reason I did that is because I want the tail to be there. And so the tab is just there so you can adhere it to the back of the planter if you want the cat to sit in the planter. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attach his eyes. So I'm using my tweezers and a little bit of liquid adhesive. Now what you want to do, I'm going to make his eyes go in a different direction here. The highlight on the eye sort of focuses the eyes, if you ever notice that on cartoons and comic book kind of thing. But the trick is you need them to be exactly the same on both eyes, otherwise he will look very confused. On the cat itself there are embossed lines to show where to place the circles for the eyes, and you can see the highlight is in the same corner, so it looks like he's looking in, or she's looking in a certain direction. So that's the cat done. I'm going to set these aside for right now. Now with the box pop itself, you get these two shapes, and I just want to show you how easy it is to make. You have some horizontal tabs. There's one. There is one there. There is one right below these hooks, and there is one right there. Now you want to use your iPress burnisher to make sure these creases are nice and crisp. So again, you start with it, folding that one back, that one, and that one. I'm going to do the same thing, just make sure these folds are nice and crisp. So when we assemble it, you want to put this piece towards the top, and then we're going to take and put a little bit of I'm using liquid adhesive. You want to use fairly strong adhesive on this. And we're just going to fold along this seam, fold this tab back, and then fold it flat. So I know it's hard to see, but I just folded it so that the tab is adhered to the back of the largest panel. Okay. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that's all held together, and then gently fold it the opposite direction. So, and you could again do, if you need to do the burnishing here. So you want it to go both ways, up and down, okay? So we're going to set that aside, and we're going to do the same thing here. Put the wider panel at the top there, put some adhesive on the tab, fold it down, and then fold it flat. And once it's set, you want to do it in the opposite direction. Okay, so now you have two sides. Okay, so it's like two sides of the oval, right? Now what we want to do is start decorating. This is a point where on this panel, which would be the inside panel where you have these two hooks, is when you want to start adding whatever you want to make it look like your little jungle. Now these already come with this nice bottom panel, so you can just add this. You don't want to cover up the hooks here. Now the other thing you want to note is that these are going to be hidden. So if you wanted it to go further to the side, you don't want it to go all the way off, but if you want it to go a little bit over, you can trim these. It doesn't really matter because these will be hidden. So this is the one I flipped over. Now you can, if you want to, you could make it lower to make it a little more different. I'm just placing these to see where everything's going to go. And I'm thinking it's going to look kind of like this. All of this will be hidden, and then the cat will sit on top of the pot like that. And things will move around a little bit as I'm working on it. But you can see how, as we're going, if I want things to move a little bit, I can just trim off a piece right there so it can move over just a little bit more. Okay, so now I'm going to put some adhesive. Oh, I have a label on there. I'm going to move it. Now you want to remember that it is this horizontal line that is going to be the top of what shows. So think of it as the ground line if you want to. I'm going to maybe add this one here. The other thing too is it will start getting thick as you add more and more dimension or pieces here. So if you want to cut some of this center part off, you can. So I'm going to trim away. Again, in this case, in this way I'm using it, I don't need all this bottom part because I'm using it as something different than as what it was intended. And I'm going to cut a little bit off the bottom so it can come down just a little bit. Just look again a little different than the other side. So. Because you don't, although they are the same die shape, you don't want it to look too symmetrical, just for added interest. Now we're going to add this piece. I'm going to cut a little bit more off of this just because there is so much, we're getting a lot more bulk in there. So you don't have to. I'm just doing it because I want it to look a little smoother when we're done. And now what I'm going to do is glue the cat to the back of the planter. Now this is the part that I said was a little square right there. That is the place to apply adhesive. Now what I'm doing is I'm moving it back a little bit so that the tail is overhanging here, just so it shows up. Now I'm going to attach it here. Okay, so when I glue this down, I don't want the tail to be caught up behind this fold. So I may need to lean it forward when I seal it up and put the plant so he's hiding behind this plant. And again, you can move it around any way you want, and I'm gonna, because it's getting a little thick again, or it's a little thick, I'm gonna trim away some of this and add there. Okay, so we're almost done with the cat part. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some adhesive across this whole bottom so that it all holds together, and we're going to get this cat popping up. Now it's important that you put adhesive on these two tabs that come up. You really want to make sure everything down here holds together, and these tabs are very critical to make sure it sticks. Now it's a little different too because we have so many different thicknesses and layers happening here. So I'm just going to put a fair amount across this whole bottom part. And now with the hooks, these little pieces right here are the hooks facing upwards. I'm going to line it up so that they are exactly aligned. So I'm going to just do it this way. You can see what I'm talking about here. So you can see I've just aligned the hooks here so that they will hold together. Okay, and you see now he will come up and look like that. We can kind of see how he's going to look right now. Now you have these side pieces, one there and one here. So you want to fold it back gently, and that is going to hook to the back piece. So let me show you here. So we have this leaf in the way a little bit. So we're going to put adhesive again on this tab and moving the leaf out of the way. We are going to adhere it, align it, and adhere it closed. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. And we also have to move the leaf on this side too. So there's one of these on both sides. And move the leaf out of the way, fold this back, and then align this so that they are straight. Okay. So now if you want, and you'll notice here too, that the curved part is at the bottom. Okay. And the reason we've overlapped is because we went a little bit wider than the width of this main panel. You want to be careful that you don't go over too much because it does interfere with that gluing of that panel, but it does work. So now the big reveal is when you squeeze it together like this, the cat pops up, you hook these two sides, and now you have the little cat sticking out of this jungle. So you have the same look that you would have with the matchbook if you want, but now it's on a box pop. How cool is that? And you have all the dimensions. Now on the box pop itself, there are interchangeable pieces. You could add slots here. So you could add these leaves in a further dimension that if you want, like near the front or near the back. There's so many things you could do with it. One of the other things that I didn't add yet are these leaves that come, they're like vines that are part of this, the Jungle Cat set. Now you can add them like as a vine that goes maybe around the edge here. Would be really, really cute. That would be so adorable. Start with this longer piece. And I'm going to try doing this slightly. I didn't add any adhesive on that leaf. I'm going to see what happens if I stick it up a little bit. So then I'm going to take a shorter one, some of that sticking up or going downwards. I always love flipping these because it just makes it look a little different. If you want, I'm going to add this one. I'm going to cut off that leaf there, add it like that. So now, and I have extra, let's see, pieces that I could do this around the back side as well. But when it opens, just wanted to show how cute that is with those little vines going around. Is that adorable? So this is combining the box pop oval base, which is the main piece that does the interactive part, and then this is the Matchbook Jungle Cat add-on that, although it's designed to work with the matchbook, and I'll show it to you right here, so that base creates this look that you could add it into the matchbook. You can also add it into the box pop and create something this cute. So thank you so much for watching. Please be sure and like and subscribe and hit the bell to receive more updates when we have more videos. And go visit our icrafter.com website and blog for more creative ideas. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.